Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. So today's pick a card tarot reading is all about your love life during the month of September. You guys know I never fail to upload a monthly love reading, so all my beautiful babies of the zodiac can be as prepared as possible for each month of the year. And in case you're completely new here, my name is Vanessa Somuayina. I am a tarot reader, dog mom, and author of various tarot and oracle decks, and I'd like to warmly welcome you into the unicorn family. So now let's get into the 4 groups that I've prepared for your psychic readings today. So how this video works is that you select one of these 4 groups, then you scroll down into the description box, you click the corresponding timestamp, and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant part of this video where you can receive your September love reading. And this is for singles as well as those of you who are in committed relationships or situationships. I strongly recommend that you pick whichever one of these 4 groups that you intuitively feel drawn towards. If you absolutely cannot make up your mind, feel free to use the emojis as well as the numbers of each one of these timestamps in order to select the right group for you. And if your intuition still feels a little shaky, you can use a random number generator for the numbers 1 through 4, as we've got 4 groups here. But now please allow for me to introduce you to the 4 groups. Group number 1 corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Starcodes Astro Oracle deck as well as the Celestite crystal. Group number 3 corresponds to the Oriens Animal Tarot as well as the Angel Aura Quartz point. And group number 4 corresponds to the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck as well as the Amethyst crystal. But as already mentioned, the timestamps to all 4 of these groups can be found below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access from your mobile devices. Don't forget, all of my readings are available in 4K, so you can blow these up onto your TV screen. And of course, feel free to listen to these readings as you're on your way to work, to school, getting ready for your day, cleaning up. These tarot readings do truly have that kind of podcast feel and flair to them. So I will now provide you with a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on the 4 groups. Feel free to pause the video right here if you just need a little more time to select a group of your choice. And I'll be right back to guide you into your September love readings. So by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups in order to help guide you through your September love story and love life predictions. So I will be starting off with group 1, which corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then please continue watching. And to all of my other lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. You chose the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal. Let's do a quick close-up of the crystal of your choice. Now you may have chosen this crystal because of its external appearance, but maybe also because you intuitively knew that you needed a revitalizing stone that's filled with passion and ambitious energy in order to guide you in the right direction when it comes to love during the month of September. But now let's get into your predictions so we can figure out exactly what's happening in your love life during the month of September, group number 1. Let's see, we've got Justice, we've got the King of Wands, as well as the Death card. So we have a very interesting combination here. I do want to start off with Justice, which corresponds to the Master number 11. Now, Justice is a card that is all about diplomacy. Justice is all about understanding your responsibilities and cause and effect of decision making. And I see here in connection to the King of Wands that there may be a little snack situation going on here for you, group number 1. So if you are in a relationship, you may have this very flirtatious situation with the King of Wands happening during the month of September, and you're going to have to take a little step back and remind yourself of the responsibility that you carry being in a relationship, right? And not stepping outside of it. And if you are single and you have this encounter with the King of Wands, be responsible, be diplomatic. Even if you think the King of Wands is a complete snack and haughty and you're really into that person, make sure that you keep your hobbies, your spare time, your recuperation time, and you show them that you have your own life going on, that you're not going to succumb to infatuation and drop your entire life and being just in order to pursue them or to see them. It is important that you keep an air of mystery as well as maintain the balance, as we have here depicted within the scale of justice. Furthermore, I do also want you to know here within justice that we have this sword depicted. And the sword, or shall I say the suit of swords, because that is one of the suits of the minor arcana within the tarot, is the suit of communication. It's the suit that represents air signs, and it's all about being social but also speaking up, speaking your mind, and doing so in a balanced way. Now, I hope you haven't been worried, group number one, about the death card, because the death card is not what it seems. And I really love how the Pastel Journey depicts it in such a cute way. This is actually a deck that I published and that I wrote, group number one, in case you didn't know. So coming back to the death card, I want you to know here within the death card that we've got some sort of transition. We've got an ending that's taking place during the month of September. Now, if you have been in a difficult situationship with someone who you see represented in the King of Wands, think a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius placement heavy person, that relationship is most likely going to go through either a transitional stage into finally solidifying, or that person being out of your life altogether because it's just not really meant to be. That connection is just not one that is sustainable the way it is right now. So I do want to move further into your reading, of course, group number one. We are just at the start, but things are looking really juicy when it comes to your love life, which is quite exciting. We've got the Knight of Pentacles next. Focusing on your career as well as things in the earthly realms is something that I see here within the Knight of Pentacles. You're being very realistic, and being hardworking is the most attractive trait that you have here during the month of September, because it just shows that you're humble, you're level-headed, you've got goals, and while you're not quite where you want to be, group number one, that's not really what matters. What does count, however, romantically speaking, is your ambition, and people find this so attractive within you. This is one of those qualities that makes you refreshingly different and that allows for existing partners or partners that are yet to come to feel safe around you, because they don't feel like you're just waiting for an opportunity or a partner that can offer you something, whether it be material things, time, emotional support, sensual kind of encounters and interactions. No, you've got your own things going on, and you're exuding confidence as well as the fact that you have your own life. Next up, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, in the Seven of Swords, we have an interesting situation that's going on, because the Seven of Swords does kind of depict that you are running away from a situation, if you will. There's a situation that you don't want to deal with. And I do see here within the King of Wands and the Death card, if you are in a situationship or you're single and there's someone you're seeing on and off, they're kind of ghosting you, they're there, then they go away again. I see here within the Seven of Swords that you have been avoiding being real about this situation and confronting it, but there's no more time for you to do that, group number one. In September-ish is going down, so to say, okay? This relationship is either going to sink or swim, and you intuitively already know what it is. And if you are in a relationship and there have been issues in this committed relationship or marriage, know here within the Seven of Swords that you finally are going to have to confront them. That means either talking it out, seeking out therapy, taking time away from each other for a certain period. I do see here that there's no more avoidance that can happen. The Death card depicts just that. It has to be a fresh beginning in September, because with every ending comes a new start. And every new start is a fresh opportunity in order to create a love life that is as healthy and fulfilling as it possibly can be. Next up, we've got the Nine of Wands for you. Now in the Nine of Wands, watch out, group number one, because one thing that I can see here is that there are definitely some people who are jealous of your situation, romantically speaking, who are jealous of you and what you're capable of. Now, you may not feel that way. You may feel as though your love life is very imperfect. And that's the thing here. The people who are looking at you with some envy and jealousy and who would backstab you, they don't understand what you've been through. They don't understand that it wasn't easy for you to get to this point that you're at today, and that you had to fight and struggle and go through some really tough times. So it is important for you to be wary of that, to ensure that you're not trusting, for example, work colleagues or friends who you have a suspicious feeling about with any details about your love life, because they may gossip. That's definitely one thing that I can see here within the Nine of Wands and the rest of your reading. Now, the King of Swords here shows me a very outspoken and direct person. The King of Swords has strong air sign placements such as, for example, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. They are a very creative and adventurous type of person. And I do see here that if you are looking to date someone or to be with someone, this is an option coming into your life. This is the type of person with whom you can have a fresh start with. So while things may be ending with the King of Wands for my singles, there is a fresh beginning with the King of Swords. Now, one thing that both of these kings have in common is that kind of authoritative energy of confidence, of leadership, of also being kind of older than you, right? Wiser, maybe a little bit more experienced. So that's one thing that I can see here either way. If you are in a committed relationship or a marriage, I see here within the King of Swords that being very honest and direct will push the relationship further along when it comes to figuring out what to do next, but it may also subconsciously kind of be a little bit harsh to be very direct during the month of September. So try to watch your words when speaking to someone with whom you're in a relationship with. Next up, we've got the Six of Wands. Now, in the Six of Wands, I can see you having a good, triumphant time. I see a lot of pride. I see people looking up to your love life and your situation and how you're handling it. So it doesn't matter whether you have been going through a breakup or you're currently in a relationship where you're looking to take the next step. Maybe that is marriage, children, moving in together, just solidifying the relationship. So whether you're dating or in a committed situation, people have this admiration for how you've been able to handle your love life, and also with how much self-respect you've been able to maneuver and navigate your situation. Next up, we've got on fire. So the month of September is a favorable one for you, group number one, when it comes to love. You are on fire. You are definitely a people magnet and a magnet for sensual encounters. That's one thing that I can see so far within your reading, within On Fire too. You're definitely in a space where people find what goes on in your mind very attractive, and you are not just your body or your physical appearance. I can see here that there's far more to that. On fire also corresponds to the master number 44. So we've had the master number 11 and 44 within your reading so far. The master number 11 is a number of divine teachings, of learning, of course, also of taking the initiative and building something that is meant to last. And within On Fire and the master number 44, we have this opportunity for you to be in a relationship that is meant to provide stability for a lifetime and even beyond, because the number 4 is actually a number in numerology that speaks of stability and reliability, of being in this kind of chill, calm, peaceful state. So having that in the master number 44 just kind of like amplifies the energy. Next up, we've got the ship has sailed. So there are different ways to interpret this, group number one. I want you to know here within the ship has sailed in connectivity to the Nine of Wands and your love life, that second chances need to be considered very carefully and are actually not recommended during the month of September by your guides or the universe. So no second chances for someone who did not value or respect you from the beginning, whether that be a romantic partner or a friend or a family member. No second chances for someone who ghosted you and is all of a sudden trying to come back. And no second chances for someone who broke your trust severely. Whether you are in a committed relationship or marriage with that person, the ship has sailed. That's what I get for you. Next up, we've got the best case scenario. So do know here that this is for the better. Group number 1, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you wanted something, and that could have been like a relationship with someone, and you really were infatuated by them, you wanted to be with them, you knew that this is something that would make you happy, or so you thought. And then all of a sudden, when it didn't work out, you actually realized that that was for the best, because then you actually start to see red flags and something transpires that reminds you of the fact that, oh, you are actually lucky to avoid this scenario that you romanticized up in your head that isn't actually what it seemed to be in real life, right? Like making up these scenarios with another person who you think would be the perfect partner to start a family with or to be with long term. And when they get with someone else and you see how they're behaving in that relationship, you think to yourself, wow, I really did dodge a bullet. Really is the best case scenario for me to not have received what I thought I wanted at the time. Now, another thing I want to point out to you, group number 1, is that the best case scenario corresponds to the number 33, another master number. What are the odds of you receiving the master number 11, 44, and 33 within your reading? Now, the master number 33 is a number of creativity, of spontaneity, of working together, and of collaborating with others effortlessly and seamlessly. And I see here within Tell It Like It Is that the best way for you to kind of get what you want out of love and relationships in September is to be very outspoken. We have a lot of swords within your reading, right? We had the King of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords. Within the Justice card, we've got swords depicted again. We also have this blade here within the Death card. I mean, there is a lot that points towards communication, because swords are the suit of communication, of speaking up, of being direct, honest, and saying what it is that you desire and what you're not cool with. So that's one thing that I can see here that is very important. Maybe also on an intimate level. If you've been with someone for a while, it can be hard to speak up about what you like. You don't want a partner with whom you have a routine or with whom you've been with to think differently of you in a potentially negative way, right? And if you're in a fresh new relationship, you may also feel a little bit like embarrassed or unsure to say how it is that you really feel or what type of preferences you really have behind closed doors. So that's where I can see and Tell It Like It Is that your guides are trying to encourage you to speak up anyways and to say what it is that you like, no matter how kinky or unconventional that may be, group number 1, because it will really serve you in the long run. And you'd be surprised at how many people are just waiting for a partner to say what it is that they love, sensually speaking, so they too can open up and you can just be freaks together, so to say. Next up, we've got the Woman, group number 1. Now, in the Woman, I can see here that there are some sort of dealings or relationship with a woman, and I do see that when it comes to that whole jealousy situation, look out for female acquaintances, coworkers, or family members who are a little bit jealous about your love life situation, regardless of the fact that it is not perfect to you. And I see here within the Tortoise that you are slowly but surely getting ahead in your love life, group number 1. So if you've been worried about your love life, whether you're single or in a relationship or situationship, you're getting to where you need to go, and there will be some situations along the way that are unexpected, but in the end, it's all for the better. We've also got the Gong, as well as the Diamond. Ooh, this is so exciting, group number 1. I can't wait to tell you about this. So I said we've got the Gong and the Diamond. The Gong is all about an exciting event, and the Diamond is all about receiving a precious gift, maybe giving a precious gift. So we've got an engagement situation here that's happening around you. Now, if you're very close to someone who's going to get engaged in September, of course that will show up within your reading, but it could also be you receiving an engagement ring or like a really nice gift from a lover. After all, we're talking about love here. So that will be an exciting event. That will be a very exciting experience for you. And I want you to look forward to this, group number 1, because your love life is shaping up to be fun, interesting, interactive, and in a sense, also a situation in which you can really grow and learn about speaking up romantically. So group 1, this is the reading that I received for you. Leave a flame emoji below in the comment section to represent group 1 and to let me and others know that you were here and you received this reading. And of course, make sure that you share this video with anyone whom you feel would appreciate a September love reading, anyone who's maybe felt down and out about their love life that you know of, who you feel would like to pick one of these 4 groups and receive a prediction. So don't be stingy when it comes to sharing this video. And of course, wherever you are in this world, know that I'm sending you so much love. And I thank you for sharing this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your September love reading. You chose the Starcodes Astro Oracle in connectivity to the Celestite crystals. So let's do a quick close-up of the crystal of your choice. Now, you may have been drawn to this baby blue, a gorgeous crystal, because of its appearance, but maybe you were also drawn to the stone because you know that you just need down-to-earth, chill, and calming energy in your love life during the month of September, and that's exactly what this crystal is known to provide. But now let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what is coming towards you during the month of September when it comes to love, group number 2. Can't wait to figure out what we've got for you. So first up, we've got midheaven. We've got the trine sextile, as well as the 7th house. So I want to start off with the 7th house. So one thing about the 7th house is that it's all about marriages and relationships that may be coming towards you. So I do see that this is a very interesting month when it comes to solidifying relationships for you, in particular, group number 2. So there is a significant connection that's coming towards you during the month of September. And I see here within the trine sextile that it's all about working together and a symbiotic experience. So think of one hand washing another, a relationship that is mutually beneficial. That's one thing that I can see here for your love life during the month of September. Furthermore, I can see here within midheaven that September is going to be like the pinnacle of your love life for the year 2022. It's going to have some great highlights. So whether you are in a committed relationship or you are single, I definitely see here that within the 7th house and the sextile, we have some sort of solidification that's happening. And I also want you to know here with the sextile, which is actually at 60 degrees, that this is all about putting in effort for the best results. So someone putting in effort to be in a relationship with you, to make a relationship work, to turn a situationship into a full-blown partnership. That's the type of progression that we have for you during the month of September. So depending on where you're starting off, whether you are in a relationship or you're single or in a situationship, of course, this will vary, but it's all about moving forward in relationships and solidifying them. Next up, we've got the 12th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of introspection, and the 12th house by default rules Pisces. I want you to know that this is the house of introspection as well as the subconscious. So this is an important house during the month of September because, of course, when trying to solidify a relationship, there has to be a lot of reflection. There has to be a lot of figuring out whether this is the right thing to do or not. And I definitely see that this is what's going on not only in your head, but also someone else's mind. They're thinking of you in the long term. They're thinking of how they can build something with you, how they can create a future, and also how to maneuver the relationship and the connection in the healthiest way possible. That's one thing that I see here within the 12th house. Next up, we've got the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is the queen of all things passion. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had a very steamy month when it comes to your sensual experiences, group number 2. And I do also see here within the Queen of Wands that we have this energy that isn't afraid to say no and to speak up. This is a very attractive, self-assured type of month for you. And I see that this is something that people instantly find super attractive in you. The fact that you aren't afraid to speak up, to be real, and also to say what it is that you want and what it is that you're not really into. Furthermore, in the Queen of Wands, we definitely also have a very cheerful type of you during the month of September, which really helps when it comes to figuring out love because you're not putting so much pressure on relationships and solidifying them. Next up, we've got the Three of Wands for you, group number 2. So within the Three of Wands, I can see that you're not afraid to try something new, and also this solidification of a relationship within your life and just generally a life partner coming into your space definitely shows me that this is completely new to you. September is going to feel as though you're looking at some sort of new concoction that you've never experienced before and that hasn't been in your life up until September. Next up, we've got the Seven of Wands, which shows me here that there is a path for you, group number 2, to that ultimate fulfillment that you're looking for. So maybe you're looking for ultimate fulfillment when it comes to starting your own family. Maybe the ultimate type of fulfillment for you is just being with a partner, living off-grid, happily ever after, and not having to worry about society's standards for couples or relationships. I see here within the Seven of Wands that you are en route to this final destination, but you need a little bit of patience too, as everything needs to go step by step. And furthermore, for your love life, I do see that this introspection is what's going to allow you to take the next most important steps forward in your romantic life, but you have to allow for the introspection to happen. You can't skip out on that. You can't skip out on meditating, on giving yourself time to have these kind of moments of enlightenment and epiphanies come to you. You need to allow that to happen. There is no other way. Next up, we've got the Ten of Wands for you, group number 2. Now, the Ten of Wands shows me here that it is definitely time for you to take a little bit of time away and to yourself, group number 2. I can see here that when it comes to your romantic life, you are a giver, you are an empath, you are maybe also kind of introverted, and so you don't realize when you actually need like alone time, real alone time away from anything that has to do with love. So if you're living with someone or in a relationship, taking real time apart, and if you are single, understanding here that sometimes you just have to completely banish anyone out of your head so you can really focus on your work and all the projects that you have going on, so you are not constantly feeling distracted and constantly elsewhere with your thoughts. I see here within the Eight of Cups that for you during the month of September, you will have to walk away from that type of behavior as it is not serving you. The more that you kind of hyper focus on a relationship or a partner, the tighter the relationship feels, in the sense of space feeling like it is a rare commodity. And you want to make sure that you avoid that at all costs, whether you are just dating or whether you have been in a committed relationship for a really long time. Group number 2, it is important for everyone who is involved in the situation to have their own space and to be able to pursue their own hobbies and friends and situations in which a partner isn't a part. So you have something to talk about at the dinner table. So you have something to inform your person about that they didn't know, so you can keep things fun and mysterious and spicy. Next up, we've got the Ace of Wands, which is all about a new, fresh start when it comes to a hobby, when it comes to something that you're passionate about. So I wouldn't be surprised if during the month of September, you rediscover a long lost hobby and you kind of really delve into that in a way that you haven't done in a long time. That could be music, it could be painting, reading, any type of creation. As I do see here within the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles that popped right out of the pile of cards, that you're taking matters into your own hands. So you're doing so professionally, but you're also doing so in your private life, right? You're taking charge of all of your personal interests, and you're making sure that those are put almost like on a pedestal, that those have a priority, because you understand that It's not actually taking away from your love life, it is adding. You're increasing your desirability, group number 2, because you have your own life going on, because you have your own things. You have something to talk about whenever you are with a romantic partner, whether you're single or you've been with someone for a very long time. Having your own kind of vibe and your own things that you're pursuing is so highly attractive. And I see here that during the month of September, you are really kind of putting 2 and 2 together when it comes to that, and understanding that for the health of any romantic relationship, it is so important for you to put yourself first in many instances too. It may seem counterintuitive, but I see here within your love life reading that it's time for you to finally do that, group number 2, especially if you have avoided doing that in the past, if you're a very selfless, caring, giving person who often is so selfless that they forget about themselves. It is time for you to finally give yourself the time of the day, to finally give yourself some love and be admired. I see here within Take Action that when it comes to love and also trying out new things romantically, you're being called to be the one to take the lead and take action, bring it up, talk about it. I see here within the Ace of Wands and Take Action that there may be something that you've always wanted to try. Maybe it's like a sensual thing. Maybe it's something a little risky, a little kinky, group number 2. So I do see here with the Take Action and the Ace of Wands card that it's time for you to speak up, to say that you've been thinking about this and that it's something you want to try out. And if you're in a situationship or a completely new relationship, of course, get to know your person a little bit, but don't wait too long to fall into a routine, because then it becomes very hard to bring up new things and to kind of talk to your partner about stuff that you want to try or do differently, because then there is this kind of image that they have of you. And of course, as human beings, we kind of try to confirm that image or reaffirm that image of ourselves that we have or that others have constantly. And when there's something that breaks that pattern and that image, it can be very hard to speak up about it and to bring it up, to make it a thing. So I do see here, furthermore, within decluttering, that when it comes to your love life, group number 2 for the month of September, you have to get rid of anything that you've been overthinking about and not sharing and not actually bringing up, right? And not actually vocalizing. That's one thing that I can see here within decluttering. There are too many things that have been living rent-free in your head, whether that be wanting to bring up to a partner or someone who you're seeing that you don't like, that they are constantly liking their ex's photos or random people's photos, or you don't like how they behave in public. Maybe you want to bring up to someone who's ghosted you that it's not cool and you're not going to give them the time of the day, or that you're absolutely not okay with that type of treatment. Either way, here within decluttering and Take Action, I want you to understand, group number 2, that you're being encouraged to not allow anything to live rent-free within your head that doesn't need to, and to know that at the end of the day, sometimes it is good to just say what it is that's been on your mind, that's been bothering you, so that you can move on. So you know that at least you said your piece and you can move on peacefully. So group number 2, this is your September love life prediction that I've received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little red apple emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you reached the end of your prediction. Now, group 2, I would like to thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your September love life prediction. You chose the Oriens Animal Tarot in connectivity to the Angel Aura Quartz Point. Let's do a quick close-up of this beautiful crystal. You guys know that I have these crystals on bowlife.com. I absolutely love this stunning Angel Aura crystal. You may have felt drawn to its external appearance with its very kind of iridescent holographic shine, but you may have also intuitively known that this stone is for you because this is a stone of light, abundance, as well as an overall feeling of being yourself. Let's move into your reading, though, to figure out exactly what's going on in your love life during the month of September. So first up, we've got the 8 of Cups, we've got the 8 of Swords, we've got the Tower, as well as the Five of Swords. So let's talk about the number 8. We've had the number 8 show up twice right at the start of your reading, group number 3. Now, the number 8 is a number of longevity. In the 8 of Cups, I can see here that you are walking away from any type of romantic connections that don't have longevity. So whether you are single, in a situationship, or in a committed relationship or even marriage, September is the month of decision making. You're not staying in a situation simply because you've already invested X amount of time. No, you realize that it doesn't matter for how long you've been in a relationship. If it's not working out, you've got to leave. And respect is an important part. I see here within the 8 of Swords that you're not taking any type of disrespect at all during the month of September, which is great for you, group number 3. Definitely shows that you have discipline and courage, that you're not afraid to speak up for yourself. And I see here within the 8 of Swords that you're also paying great attention to detail. You're not just okay with people promising you things. You want to see results. You want to see action. That's one thing that I can see here that you're asking for, romantically speaking. And the Tower shows me that if you do not see that someone is following up their talk with a walk, they have got to go. The Tower is all about a sudden change, a release, a type of restructuring of your love life. And I do see here in connectivity to the 5 of Swords that you're doing this out of self-interest because you know exactly that there's no point staying in a relationship that does not fulfill you. There's no point in being unhappy with your love life when you can simply change it, when you simply have the choice to say who is allowed to access you, romantically speaking, group number 3, and who is not. Next up, we've got the 4 of Cups. Now, the 4 of Cups does show me here that there is this like little voice that you have within your head that is all about going within and, in a sense, also worrying whether you're a little too picky. But this is the sign that you need, group number 3, that you had to hear from your guides and from the universe. You are not too picky. You have every right to want a relationship that is respectful, that is mutually beneficial, and that honors the type of commitment that you are willing to give someone. This is not a one-sided situation that is meant to take place when it comes to your love life. And it is completely your right to expect a relationship that is fulfilling and to walk away from anything that isn't, no matter what someone else may say about it. Next up, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles shows me here that you're a hard worker and you're the type of person with whom a relationship is really more like taking care of a child or a pet. Think of your relationship being something that you nurture, that you give time to, that you love, that you really care for. I see in the 7 of Pentacles that you want the same in return. You want someone who doesn't just see a relationship as, okay, we are now in this love situation and that's it. You want to build. You want to continue to create an empire with your person. And I see that that is part of the criteria that you have. So I see that your love life is meant to shape up to either have that as part of any connection, or then you're kind of walking away if you don't see yourself building with another person. The 5 of Swords again. So we've had the 5 of Swords twice for you already, group number 3. Now within the 5 of Swords, I do see here that there is some sort of discord that's taking place, and that's also why we've got the Tower. So when there is a situationship in which you can tell that you're just not on the same page with a potential lover, this discord will lead to the ending of the relationship during the month of September. So this is a pretty cutthroat type of month. We've got a lot of swords within your reading, group number 3. We had the 8 of Swords, we had the 5 of Swords twice over here. So you're not really taking BS from anyone, and you should be proud of yourself for that, for standing up for yourself, and also for not settling for less. No matter whether you have like a bit of a lonely day or a lonely phase, you are sticking to your standards. You're sticking to the things that you know you need in order to be happy. And that takes true inner strength, group number 3. That is one thing that we have depicted here. Your inner strength, the fact that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, especially during the month of September, and that you've got this true courage. The Strength card also corresponds to the number 8. We spoke about the number 8 at the start of your reading, as now the number 8 has already showed up 3 times within your prediction. And I want you to know here that the Strength card actually has the astrological correspondence in Leo, and strength is also about creation, right? Having the strength to create the type of love life that you desire, even if that means that you have to say no to certain scenarios and people. I see here within the Four of Wands that it's all for the better. It's all here in order to teach you how to create stability, how to create a relationship that is built on reciprocity, and how to create a situation in which you can really thrive and where you don't feel like you constantly need to watch your back or wonder what a partner is doing. You are in a situation where everyone knows what the goal is and what the kind of like long-term idea of the relationship is. So September is really about getting on the same page with any partners that you're with romantically, or any potential partners if you are single or in a situationship. Next up, we've got prioritize reflection. Now, group number 3, I do see here within prioritize reflection that when it comes to your love life, you're actually spending quite a bit of time figuring out how you can be the best lover that you possibly can be, how you can be the most supportive partner that you can be, and how you can really just embody all of the traits that you really desire in a person. Because you have a lot of humility. You're not the type of person who feels as though they are perfect and that you only want a perfect partner. You are okay with flaws and all, and you're also okay with the fact that you have some flaws that you can reflect on and work on as well. We're all human. We all have different aspects to our personalities that may clash or be challenging when put together with another person, romantically speaking. And you've got this self-awareness that's just like on another level during the month of September. Next up, we've got the journey. So I see here that the month of September is just part of your journey to that type of fulfillment that you see in movies or that you crave, that you've dreamt of. I can see here that you also, in reflecting, realize here that difficult times and difficult parts when it comes to love are all part of the journey of becoming this person who you want to be romantically speaking, and of being in a relationship or a predicament in love that you're truly happy with. Everything is an experience that shapes you and that has an influence on what happens next, right? If you've been hurt in the past, romantically speaking, that may influence how you act in your upcoming relationship. That will have an influence on the timing of when you put yourself out there again. So that will then also have an influence on when you do actually meet the right person. So everybody who has access to you, everybody who has come into your life or touched your life in some way, shape, or form, all of that has an effect on your love life. And you understand that this is just one big journey in which there's a lot of symbiosis, a lot of just situations that are out of our control, but nevertheless, we all are connected in a way when it comes to love. So next up, we've got perfect moments. I see that for the month of September, group number 3, you've got a lot of instances in which you wish you could just stop the time and you would never have to like go home or leave or do something differently. So I definitely see like some infatuation. If you're meeting someone and you are in like the honeymoon stage, you're in a phase where it is so fun to be around that person and everything is like new and exciting and your whole body is like pulsating when you're with that person, do know here that it's important for you to just enjoy that, especially if you're in a situationship or you identify as single but you're seeing someone and you hope it's going to go somewhere. Enjoy how it is right now, because this is the only time during which a relationship or potential relationship will feel that way. And I do also want you to know here that if you are in a committed relationship or a marriage and you found that things have not been so easy, it's important for you to create those perfect moments by not only prioritizing reflection on how you can potentially help the connection be strengthened, but also taking action when it comes to going out on dates, on booking journeys, right? Traveling, doing things that you usually would not do with this person, and just figuring out different ways in which you can spice up the relationship and the connection in order to create that bond again, where you just feel so excited and you feel as though there is this really intimate, fun type of honeymoon connection. I see here within the Empress that you've got a very sensual type of side and energy to you, and your guides want you to explore this, group number 3, to get a little wild in the bedroom, if you will, a little wild behind closed doors, to also remind yourself that you are beautiful. You don't need to be shy. The most attractive thing, romantically speaking and sensually speaking, is when someone is confident, regardless of what their external body looks like, right? When someone is confident to speak up about what they like, what they don't like, when someone isn't constantly kind of worried about how they look like in different angles. So this is really something that applies to everyone, whether you are in a situationship, committed relationship, or you're single. If you're seeing someone and you're getting in any way, shape, or form intimate with them, that doesn't mean going all the way, just anything. It could even be just kissing. Do know here within the Empress that just leaning into it and having fun with it, being unafraid and refraining from feeling self-conscious, that's the most attractive thing that you can really do when it comes to your romantic life, when it comes to your love life for the month of September. Next up, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, in the Queen of Swords, I do see here that you are taking a lot of time to think, you're being very diplomatic about your love life, and this is serving you. So it makes a lot of sense as we see how you're walking away from things that don't serve you, because you just understand that that's not really going anywhere for you. That's not doing anything good for you. So you might as well walk away. There's no point in sticking around for something that isn't healthy. I see here within the Wheel of Fortune that once you've walked away, you're not going back. And that's probably the smartest thing that you can do, especially romantically speaking. But I do also want you to know here in the Wheel of Fortune that this card astrologically corresponds to Jupiter. And Jupiter is actually the planet of growth, of philosophy, higher education. So I do see here that you're okay with learning more about a person and their reason as to why they've acted the way they've acted, whether this is someone with whom you're in a relationship with, a situationship, maybe you're just casually seeing them, but you're not going to make excuses for bad behavior. And that's where your strength comes into play, because we also had the number 8. You're here for longevity. You've got the inner strength and courage to say no to a romantic opportunity when you can see that it's most likely just going to lead to heartache, heartbreak, and pain in general. Next up, we've got the 2 of Coins. Now, within the 2 of Coins, I can see for you that you're very flexible during the month of September when it comes to your love life. You don't have any kind of set agenda, so you're flexible when it comes to going on dates, when it comes to trying new things. This is really serving you. I see that in connectivity to the Empress, but at the same time, you're also juggling a lot. So don't forget to free up time in your schedule and your itinerary for yourself and the things that you love, group number 3, and that especially if you're single and you're just dating and maybe seeing more than one person or thinking of going on dates, that you don't overwhelm your calendar or use every free moment that you have in order to fill that up with some sort of social interaction, that you also say no to people and take that time for yourself, and you just tell people, hey, I need time for me. I don't have time to always be out and about or to always hang out, because people will really respect that, and that will also add to the level of attractiveness that you're exuding that we spoke about here in the Empress, because it shows confidence. It shows that you're not desperate, that you know your worth and your value, and you don't feel the need to always jump straight to saying yes. You don't seem afraid that there will not be an opportunity anymore for love, or there won't be an opportunity to establish a connection anymore. And that type of real strength as well as confidence is definitely serving you in the best way during the month of September. Now, group 3, this is the reading that I received for you when it comes to your love life during the month of September. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little lion emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of group 3, and of course to represent group 3 as a little token of manifestation. So I'd like to thank you so much for spending this magical time and space with me, group number 3. I appreciate you being here and know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your September love life reading. You chose the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, as well as the Amethyst crystal. Let's do a quick close-up on this gorgeous crystal that you chose. This is the beautiful amethyst, and you may have felt drawn to this stunning crystal because of its external appearance, but also maybe because you felt drawn to its psychic energies, and also the fact that it brings out your intuition and makes it easier for you to listen to your gut feeling and your heart. But now let's move into your prediction to figure out what is coming towards you romantically during the month of September, shall we, group number 4? So first up, we've got the 4th house. Now, the 4th house is the house of your home, your family life, your family roots. It is the house of peace and comfort. So I can see here that during the month of September, this is what's most important to you when it comes to love. This house is also ruled by Cancer by default, and I do want you to know here that protective energy surrounds this part of your life for the month of September, and it makes a lot of sense as to why you would feel kind of protective about your love life during the month of September, because guarding your home and peace within your home is your number one priority. Next up, we've got Chiron. So within Chiron, we've got healing as well as getting over hurt. And I want you to know here that when it comes to hurt from family members, parents, siblings, people who you thought you could trust, that's what's happening during the month of September. You're healing some family patterns that have been toxic, that have been painful. And sometimes healing doesn't necessarily look like everyone sitting around a big table and spilling out how they feel and letting everybody know that they're so sorry and providing apologies that really should have been given a long time ago. Sometimes healing looks like you forgiving people without them even knowing. And that's not to condone what they've done, but that's just for you to move on. That's just for you to remind yourself that people are the way they are because of their conditioning, because of a lot of their past experiences and traumas, and sometimes they can't help it. And unfortunately, we can get in situations where we are hurt by other people due to their past trauma and how they have learned to handle relationships and love. And the healthiest thing that we can do for ourselves is to not look for blame within us, is to not feel as though it is our fault that we were hurt or that someone felt the need to deceive, to lie, to maybe not treat us in a manner that they really should have. And that's a type of mature energy that I see here for you during the month of September, and a type of forgiveness and trauma healing that's taking place. Next up, we've got Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion. And I also want you to know here that Jupiter is also the planet of higher education, as well as communication. So I do see here within Jupiter that we have a very communicative type of you during the month of September. You're not afraid to talk about what you want to do next when it comes to education and when it comes to growth. You're becoming very philosophical when it comes to family matters and family questions. When you are seeing someone, whether you're single or in a committed relationship, you want to be able to have real conversations with a significant other. Superficial connections aren't for you. That's one thing that I can see here within your reading, and it becomes even more evident during the month of September. Furthermore, we also have Gemini that popped right into the pile. So this air sign is a very curious type of fun air sign. This sign of the zodiac is ruled by Mercury. It is inquisitive, adaptable, very versatile. And I see here within Gemini that having this energy surround your love life during the month of September actually shows that it's going to be a pretty exciting month, romantically speaking. And there will be things that you didn't expect that are happening for you, group number 4. So look forward to that. We will add some more deets into your reading. So allow me to get further into your prediction to figure out exactly what type of unexpected situations that we have showing up for you, romantically speaking. So we've got the Hierophant. I see a deep spiritual connection with someone. So that could be either a connection with an existing partner with whom you're in a relationship with. And for example, doing meditations together or doing a lot of like spiritual practices with one another. But if you are in a situationship or a completely single type of situation, then do know here that you will connect with someone over the spiritual aspect of your life, whether that is religious, whether that is absolutely not religious. I want you to know here within the Hierophant that you're all about your belief system, being able to express it, and also being around someone who has integrity, who has moral values, who has a belief system that they're not afraid to speak up about. And I want you to know here within the Hierophant that conformity is something that you're talking about a lot, and you enjoy speaking to people who also don't feel the need to conform, who also are maybe the black sheep of their family or of society. And that's where you are really kind of finding these deep, intimate connections and potentially also a new romantic partner, right? If you are single. But let's move further into your reading. We've got the Empress. Okay, there are many people who want you here during the month of September. Not gonna lie, group number 4, you're looking real good to a whole lot of people. That's what I see here within the Empress. You've got those wifey husband qualities about you, and I see that you're awakening a lot of curiosity. I see that in connectivity to Gemini. If you have a lot of Gemini placements within your birth chart, do know that this is a great month for you to just go on dates, to talk to new people, to go to events, to network, and to put yourself out there, as overall your social skills are on an all-time high during this month, and you're able to kind of maneuver social interactions without it getting awkward. Next up, we've got the 6 of Coins. Now, the 6 of Coins shows me here that there is this type of like knowledge and power that is in your love life during the month of September. And with knowledge and power also again comes a little bit of this attractive type of feature, because having knowledge, having power, having people look up to you, that is definitely something that is being noticed by others. That's definitely something that makes you even more appealing, and that just overall kind of gives you credibility, if you will. So I do see here within the 6 of Coins that public recognition is not only something that's going to make you feel good about yourself, but is definitely also something that puts you a little bit on a pedestal when it comes to love. So if you are in a committed relationship, there are still people who are eyeing you up. There's still people who are just waiting for you to be back on the market. And if you're in a situationship or you're single, know here that September is definitely a month in which people see you for who you are, and in which people see you as someone with whom they'd like to be with. Next up, we've got the World card. So despite the World card from this Disney villain tarot deck not looking like what it actually is, which is a card of accomplishment, fulfillment, and ultimate happiness. This is really one of the most favorable cards of the tarot. It is showing us here that when it comes to your love life, you're creating structure, you're creating stability, you're creating a base that you can fall back on, that you know is there to support you. So I do see here within the World card that when it comes to your romantic life, September is going to bring a lot of great situations, a lot of great energy with it, and you're going to feel as though things are working out in your favor, even though you are being protective over your family, even though you are being outspoken. I do see here that it's not harming you, it's actually doing quite the opposite. I see that the way that you're able to maneuver situations is creating a love life that makes you feel fulfilled and happy. Next up, we've got Hidden in Plain Sight. So for all of my beautiful singles, if you're looking for someone, if you are dating, if you feel as though, okay, it is time for you to settle down, and know that there is someone hidden in plain sight during the month of September. I will talk about those of you who are in a relationship in just a second. So do know here within hidden in plain sight for my singles that hidden in plain sight could mean a work colleague. It could mean someone who is just around the corner. Think a neighbor, think meeting someone in a grocery store or at a gas station. And hidden in plain sight definitely shows us here that this is someone who you maybe wouldn't pay attention to romantically speaking. And that is also why they are hidden in plain sight, right? Because they are not the obvious candidate that you would usually go for. So all of my beautiful singles, make sure that you keep your eyes open, you keep your options open, and that you don't judge anyone prematurely or write anybody off. If you are in a committed relationship or in a situationship, I want you to know here that there are some things hidden in plain sight that you are being called to see. These are positive things. So I don't mean hidden in plain sight as in like red flags about a partner doing something shady. We've got the World, the Empress, we've got Chiron. I do see here that hidden in plain sight would be something like taking the next step in a relationship that will make you feel as though this relationship is even more meaningful than it's already been up until this point. And I do see here that your partner feels in a way about you that you don't even realize, even though it's hidden in plain sight. You know, it may be crystal clear to everybody else that you're adored and loved and cared for, but to you, you may still have doubts. So that's one thing that I can see here. Within the ship has sailed, group number 4, I want you to know that when it comes to relationships that don't fulfill you on a deeper level or spiritually, that ship has come and gone. It has sailed. It is out in the sea and it's not coming back. There's no way we can get back on it. And it's probably for the better, as I do want you to know here in connectivity to the Hierophant that if you're not on the same page when it comes to integrity, when it comes to morals, and just kind of core values and priorities in life, relationships are just not going to work out for you. You're the type of person who needs to be able to have an intelligent conversation with someone with whom you're in a relationship with. And I see here within the Hanged Man as well as the Three of Cups that your friends are also not going to budge. Your friends and family, they're not going to be okay with you being with someone with whom you can't have great conversation with. They're going to be very honest and upfront about how they feel about that. And I do also see here within the Hanged Man that that type of relationship just can't go anywhere. And in this instance, I definitely see that consulting friends and family when making big decisions about romantic partners is a really great way for you in September to get reliable feedback and for you to see things through another perspective other than your own. Next up, we've got the Two of Wands. It's time to make a decision. And the Two of Wands, I can see that it's time for you to take your personal power back, to take matters into your own hands, and to make that decision to be okay with the fact that many people just will not be up to par for you romantically speaking. And that's fine. That doesn't mean that you can't still have your World card, right? That ultimate card of fulfillment. It just means that you're more picky. It's all about quality over quantity. That's one thing that I see here within the Two of Wands. Next up, we've got the Strength card. Now, group number 4, I do see here within Strength that when it comes to your romantic life during the month of September, your strength comes from within. Your strength comes from a place of patience, from a place of compassion, and self-control. You're the type of person who understands that, you know, relationships and people aren't perfect, and you have a lot of patience for situations. However, you do also have your limits, and that's where I see here in the Two of Wands that once you've made a decision, there is no going back. So if you are single and someone has overstepped boundaries that go way beyond the type of strength and patience that you want to invest into a connection, don't be afraid to walk away, group number 4. And furthermore, if you are in a committed relationship and you feel as though your strength is constantly being tested and your mental capacity is constantly being put in a place where it is strained, again, it is definitely a good time for you to kind of think of moving on or kind of figuring out how you can get yourself out of that type of situation, because it is not healthy in the long run. Now, group number 4. This is a reading that I received for you. I hope that you found it insightful. I hope that you found it intriguing and fun. Let me know below in the comment section by leaving a butterfly emoji down there. That way you can let me and others know that you are part of group number 4, that this is a reading that you received, and that you appreciate the fact that my readings are very honest, whether the cards are quote-unquote good or bad. We're reading them all, and we're being really clear about these messages, group number 4. So know that I'm sending you so much love, group number 4. I'm proud of you for all of the big decisions that you're making and stepping up to the plate and not compromising when it comes to your integrity and morals and values. Thank you for being here and for sharing this divine time and space with me. And I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions.